Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 321 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name's Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
We said it's 321, and of course, that means that this is the episode where we call all of you.
Oh, I think I'm going to say it's the final countdown. 3, 2, 1.
That's what it is, too.
Yeah.
It's the final countdown. I'm worried that will get flagged because it sounds
it would absolutely.
Too real,
it
too much
stand
like
a
it.
Chance.
No, this is a special call-in Q&A episode. We've done this one time before. It's not your run-of-the-mill Q&A. It's an actual call-in where we will technically we'll be calling you.
It's technically a call-out.
Yeah, it's actually a call-out episode, isn't it?
It is. And most of the questions have been pre-filtered, pre-screened.
Yes.
So we're in complete control of the show.
We really haven't screened them very well, though, so there could be some... the way we did it is via our Instagram story, asked people for questions, and everyone submitted them and submitted their phone numbers. So we'll be making several calls. We're just going to kind of go down the list. To be fair, there's more than we're ever going to get to, but we'll just get to as many as we can. But before we get to that, I wanted to get to something else, possibly, arguably, even more important.
There's a lot of getting going on.
Yeah, we got to get while the getting's still good.
Get you.
Want to tell you about SPUD Inc. Check them out at spud-ink-straps.com. Particular product of theirs that I enjoy is the bow tie, designed by Donnie Thompson, friend of the podcast. And the bow tie, here you go. If you've got shoulder pain, what shoulder pain? Because you can get it covered at SPUD Inc. They can fix it. They teamed up with Donnie Thompson to create the bow tie, so no matter if you're a lifter wanting to prevent pain and injury or a desk worker who is tired of coming home in pain after a long day at the office, we have your solution. Get bow tied. And they got a couple different options. There's the formal. There's the casual. They also make it in a yellow. They've got a few bow tie accessories to go along with them. Bow tie is about $60, depending on which one you get exactly. I think the yellow one that they have is actually even cheaper. That's kind of on sale for the yellow bow tie, so check that one out. And check out all the other fine products at spud-ink-straps.com. We don't have a discount code with them, but they do offer free shipping on all U.S. orders of $75 or more. Hell of a good deal.
Yeah.
Another hell of a good deal is Juggernaut AI. Do you know about Juggernaut AI,
Oh,
Tommy?
do I?
Yeah, it's kind of a loaded question.
I'm
7
weeks deep right now.
7 weeks deep and still trucking.
Stronger by the day.
Yep, stronger by the second. You look stronger from when we started, just from when we started this podcast.
Strong.
And it's all thanks to Juggernaut AI. Come with me for this ad if you want to lift.
Whoa, Arnold, easy over there.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your individual weak points on the major lifts. Juggernaut AI totally individualized training so it can be used by everyone from beginner to advanced lifters. The volume, frequency, exercise for weak points, phase potentiation, and periodization strategies, all customized specifically to you. You can pick the date for your meet or your testing day, and then how many days a week you want to train, and several other individual characteristics about you and your lifts. Then the training is continually adapting to your feedback with changes happening as frequently as your next set. Find out more and get signed up at juggernautai.app. Tommy and I are both users of Juggernaut AI, and you could be too.
I'm on my second, in 3 weeks, my second RP 10 sets, and it just keeps going.
Kind of smoking it too.
I can't catch it.
No,
that RP 10 just keeps getting.
Your squats are really, really, really going well on it too.
They are.
The sky is the limit, I think. The sky
high.
Sky net is the limit. It fits into this, how it's like the Terminator themed
It does.
ad read. The future has not been written, but your Juggernaut AI discount code is. It's Massenomics, Massenomics. And that will save you 10% on the lifetime of your Juggernaut AI membership. We'll be back next week with another Juggernaut AI ad read.
We'll be back.
Yes. That you sound like you put a little extra spin on that. That didn't just sound like your normal voice, only louder. I don't know about that.
There's a very thick North Dakota accent on that, I think.
Yes.
We had a pretty busy weekend this
We
past
did a
weekend
little
there.
partying, didn't we?
did.
We bust several of the Massenomics gym members got out for it, didn't they?
There was, there was actually several. There was gym members, some Discord members there.
There
I
was
mean, they were all
Discord
local Aberdonian Discord members,
Right.
but
Nobody flew
There-
in for the
no one got that much of an invite. But
yeah.
we
Did a little drinking.
little booze and
Watched a little bit of DJ Cumberbund on
yeah, it just always hits different after about 11 o'clock when you've had a few beverages. That's
it was
when-
kind of Flying Ryan, one of his bachelor parties.
Yeah, he
sort of
had
thing.
one last year, but it was because of COVID, kind of a small wedding. So this year they're having a big reception and party. So it was the week before. it was the second bachelor party, you could say.
Yeah, and there's a lot of grilling going.
Man.
If y'all like grilling out, to quote Cam Cox, you're gonna love what we did this weekend because there was a lot of grilling out.
There
wasn't
was. I mean, we didn't do any of the grilling. We
there?
just
No,
ate.
I
But
did a lot of the eating.
First, there was just wings appearing in front of us,
Yeah.
and then like I don't know, 80 sliders just kept showing up, like just trays and trays of sliders.
They want to know if the shirts came off like last bachelor party.
We did, well, no, we didn't get to that point. I actually, because this weekend is the wedding, I can almost guarantee you at the reception shirts will be coming off.
Someone's gonna have just a vest on.
Oh,
just some suspenders.
Yeah, and there'll be some guys that'll just have no shirt on, but
I did a little sneaking out before I got to the
You
shirts
did?
off time.
yep, you got out
In
of there.
true form.
Um,
Did you notice how I didn't say anything? To them?
I had a hunch something was going on, and then DJ Cumberbund was on, so of course I got distracted, and then I realized, yep, Tanner was gone. I didn't even bother to look, because I'm like, I know he's gone. But to be fair, at that point, it was getting pretty late, though.
Yeah.
I kind of pulled a similar maneuver. We went to the old zoo in town, and
Just zoo it.
I said I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't have to go to the bathroom, actually. So I
Classic.
got out of there, and for maybe the first time in my life, multiple of the guys were like, "Hey, are you okay? What happened?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Wow, you guys actually remembered I left. This
Yeah,
is insane."
yeah.
But yeah, this weekend will be
Lit.
lit again. So,
Yeah.
but we also did. We had a bit of a Discord meetup online. You could say we were playing some warfare on on Friday night, the night
yeah.
before.
There's a
mostly-
few Discord members in
mostly
there.
Squat Mats was in there.
One Arm Hercules.
One Arm Hercules. And was there anyone else?
Maybe, possibly. I wasn't because I don't even own a thing that I could play the game on. If I owned something where I could play the game, like on my computer, is it even physically possible that I could have played that game on my computer?
Your Mac?
Yeah.
I don't think you can play that on a Mac.
Okay.
Especially, yours is pretty old.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let you.
My Mac is probably 10 years old.
Yeah, you've had that one since before we started doing Massenomics stuff, because I remember
Yeah.
that's
Well
like
before.
2015.
Yeah.
And well before that. So
I think
yeah,
it might
it's
be
for
from
sure,
like 2012.
It's for sure 10 years old then.
Still
Yeah.
kicking, like just
I know.
no issues with it either. So
I'm a Mac guy. I say they're worth it. It's an investment, but
I
10
use
years.
mine for literally like very minimal stuff at this point, so I
Yeah.
don't push it to its limits, I suppose. But yeah, but you guys had a good time on the
well, we did. And I don't play Warfare or whatever it is, Call of Duty Warfare or Warzone, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But we were trying to do some private server thing where you need 23 people to play. Like you have to have 23 people, which means we had 20 people like all night, but those last 3 was a real battle. And so over the course of like 3 hours, we played 3 about 10-minute games, because as soon as the game was done, someone would leave and then we'd be on the hunt for more people. So it basically meant we sat in a lobby and talked a lot, which was fun too. But there wasn't a lot of playing going on. Overall, still a fun night.
yeah, cool. The one other thing I wanted to mention before I forget about it is I had a note in here about ponies, and it wasn't the kind of ponies that you ride. It's a stylistic thing I've noticed with younger kids, like high school age kids. Have you seen this? That they have relatively long hair. Not as long as mine. No, obviously not as long as yours, but like they've started to grow their hair out maybe like for like a year, and they don't put like a ponytail or in the bun in the back of their hair. They put their hair in a ponytail right here
In the front? I've
Yes.
never seen that.
Yes.
I've never seen that.
So like when my son had basketball this winter, I noticed a couple really young kids doing that, and I was like, that looks really stupid. And I thought they were just being silly. So like my house has a basketball little basketball hoop in the back, but my neighbor's house, they have a full basketball court in their backyard. And there's a bunch of high school kids that always come over and play. And like every one of them puts their hair.
Like how long is this in this thing?
Like this long.
So not long enough that it hangs all the way down back into their face?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of sticks up. It looks like your baby when they get hair long enough to put it in.
Yeah, like when you see the little baby girls. That
like that. Like my 1-year-old, her hair, they have the same hairstyle as.
Really? I've never seen this.
Yes.
I got to start paying attention.
Because it looks really stupid.
I've definitely noticed how mullets have like had a big comeback lately.
Mullets look way better than this. This is probably like the dumbest looking thing I've seen before.
Wow. I got to be on the lookout here.
Yeah. And maybe it's just, but I've seen it in a few. And my 10-year-old said, no, that kids do that like intentionally.
Well, just wait till they start getting face tattoos, Tanner.
What was I thought, I was just talking with someone about face tattoos lately, or maybe it was something I was listening to, that people talking about a tattoo artist mentioning how much more common it is.
It was on Let's Get Stupid.
Yeah.
Their tattoo guy.
Yeah. And like, I believe this to be true, that talking about how people used to like their first tattoo, they'd get it in a more.
He's like, their first tattoos used to be like on a bicep,
right?
Or like somewhere like that. And he's like, now people for the first tattoos just go for neck and face.
Right. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of crazy. So your first one, you like go all in, I guess.
I want to say when I was a kid, if I saw somebody with a neck or face tattoo, I would have been like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Beck.
And now
you probably were in prison for a while.
I almost don't even think twice. No. And to be honest, I'm almost kind of blind to it. I feel like if I see someone with a neck or face tattoo, it almost doesn't even, and there's not even that many tattoos around here compared to other parts of the country.
Right. Tattoos really have changed. Like just in general, the perception of tattoos have changed greatly in like the last, even just the last decade, I would say. Like I would even
say just like facial hair and hair to that too, even.
Right. All for the better, in my opinion.
Oh God,
allow
things that absolutely don't matter.
Right,
okay,
right.
Let's not care about that then.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like,
we would know. We'd know firsthand.
Yeah. But even like arm tattoos, like I think in more professions that used to be faux pas, and now it's just not even.
That's just the way of the world.
Like, right. As long as like the specific tattoo isn't obscene, like, like not just the fact that it's a tattoo, but as long as it's not like a swastika or like whatever.
Or just like graphic.
Yeah, right. But that's good. I'm in favor of that shift. Okay, should we start calling some people?
Let's do it.
We had a few other topics written down, but most of that stuff is going to get covered here in our calls. So, and just a note on the way we're going to handle these calls. I know a lot of the Discord crew is listening here live, but there'll be people here that we're calling that aren't listening live because they're not on the Discord live feed. But we're going to say what's up, get their question, maybe just say one or two other things, and then we're going to cut them off because we want to get to as many people's questions as possible. And if we allow everyone to stay on,
we turn this into like 20 podcasts.
Right, right. So we're going to just say what's up, get the question, answer it, cut them loose, then answer it. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I mean, really, this just proves that you should be on the Discord.
True.
You wouldn't have to worry about anything then.
So this first call is going out to Big Kevin.
Do I? What? Okay. Yeah. I know.
Tanner, Tommy, how are you now?
Great. Could we get your name, location, and favorite flavor of sparkling water?
Oh, okay. Well, this is Big Kevin. I'm on the west side of northeast Ohio. And favorite sparkling water. I've been liking the AHA watermelon lately.
Okay, watermelon guy, not bad.
And Big Kevin, good to talk to you. We haven't talked to you since we got to meet you at the Arnold this year.
Yeah, that was a great time.
And then
it's been a long 3 months for us.
Yeah.
You know?
And subsequently, you've since joined the Discord, so we're happy to see that.
And put up a stellar performance in the last contest.
So
got some good stuff.
Congrats, Kevin. Big
Thank
Kevin.
you.
And then, did you have a question for us today?
I do have a good question for you. I want to talk about the World's Strongest Man, some of the drama around that. You know, what you think about the the future of the sport with potential corruption, other shows rivaling it, and live streaming, and all that good stuff.
All right, that's an excellent question. It's a cool beans question.
This question might just be the only question we get through tonight.
This just might be the one. You are first. I don't know if you're listening live on the Discord or not, but
I am.
Okay, so you are first, and then you already heard me say that we're going to cut you off now. Then, so this isn't a surprise to you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, see you, Kevin. So, do you know about he referenced the?
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with the corruption side. What's that about?
Here's my nutshell version. This is for sure the 10,000 uneducated foot view.
Let me get strapped in here.
Because this is interesting.
Nope. Okay, we're getting up there. I can't come talk to you yet because. Okay, now we can. I can come over.
Unfasten our seatbelts.
All right, you can.
Then there's some of the guys. Credit to them in the Discord crew for bringing this up this week and showing it. I think it's one of the big strongman event organizers. Maybe he runs like World Ultimate Strongman. I don't know if that's a fact. Not all that relevant. He released a recorded phone conversation of Luke Stoltman this week. He released it, put it up public on his Instagram, probably YouTube, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a conversation, I think, between this guy and Luke, and I don't know if there's a third party in it, but whatever. He recorded this Luke did not know the phone call was being recorded. Take that what you will. Right. Someone recording your call without you knowing that they're doing that. But Luke made a couple comments about how he and Tom were on retainer through Colin Bryce through Giants Live to getting like 1,000 pounds a month or something like that. And it was in order for them to kind of, I guess, like specifically do Giants Live shows, like to make it a priority maybe for them to do Giants Live shows.
Versus
World's Ultimate Strongman or I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
is that
that's not really that was one of the things, and people were talking about that. And to me, I don't care about that.
I don't think that matters at all.
I would agree. That doesn't matter at all. Like, pay the top people. Yeah, pay them.
I don't have any issue with that.
And then the bigger thing was he made a comment in there that this is what I took away from it. He said, and Colin said how then we could also get preferential seating or placing for our heats, get in the easier heats at World's Strongest Man. And he also said something like, like what he did for Eddie.
Okay.
And that was the one part I was like, you probably shouldn't be getting preferential heat placement.
Has there ever been anything released for how the seating works actually?
No, I even saw Eddie Hall talking about this. I don't think he was referencing this recorded conversation, but he says it's a seeding thing. There's like a 1 seed, 5 1 seeds, and then they spread them across, and then, but it's not, I don't think it's hard and fast. Because it'd be like, if you won World's Strongest Man or Europe's Strongest Man or
one of these
like
major
events, you're going to be a 1 seed. I'm like, you can kind of reason that.
And that's where also it's like, but Eddie probably would have been like a 1 seed going into the World's Strongest Man that year, wouldn't he have?
Right.
So like,
but it's more so
is
what
is he getting the easier 5 versus a harder 5? Is
right.
that what they're hinting at there?
Right. Because it's not really, doesn't really matter if you are the one, but like this year, Brian Shaw's group is a good example of this.
It's pretty loaded.
It is, it really, really did look to be loaded, I would say. I think he was in group 2, and let me just run his down. Bobby Thompson, Brian Shaw, Gabe Pena, Constantine Janasia, Mark Felix, and Mitchell Hooper, who he's a Canadian that he's actually winning the group right now.
Is he?
So like Mitchell Hooper's in first, Bobby Thompson in second, Brian, and then if you look at Luke Stoltman's group, who would be the person in question here? It's Luke Stoltman, Ithor, this Iceland guy, Jean Steven, I don't know what country he's from, Kelvin de Reuter, Evan Singleton, who would be competitive, and then Kim Ujarak, I don't really know. So, like, to me, if you look at the two, I'm like, there's a difference in those two qualifying groups.
Yeah, it is. Also, though, what's so hard about strongman is not like other sports where like you have a good gauge of where someone's really sitting with their current performances. Because like
some
Brian
people are
Shaw,
up
like,
and comers.
well,
Some people
and also,
are
what, like
a
3
little
years ago,
washed up.
Brian Shaw, like, what did he get, like 8th or something? It's like,
Yeah,
not that that's bad by any means, but also like that's not absolute top tier when we're talking, because usually the fall off from 1st to 3rd is pretty drastic.
Yeah,
and like Mark Felix is pretty old.
Yeah,
now.
he would
like,
say he's probably the bottom
for his age, incredible, but
right.
he's also pretty old. And I already forgot the other names you said, but
that was
yeah.
But the fact that he said it, that he said, and Colin said, yeah, we'll get you the preferential. But that's kind of that's the not conspiracy, but what's the word? The drama behind it, or whatever it is there. And then he was asking like what we think the future of World's Strongest Man holds, because that's kind of some of the conversation around this. Then is like the Rogue competition is going really well. Brian Shaw's competition is going really well. The Arnold has been what it is, but like I guess is the question: does World's Strongest Man not become the premier strongman event for the top level strongman anytime soon?
That is a really good question.
Yeah. I don't think this particular little thing is enough.
I don't think
to
so
make
either.
that.
No,
this isn't a huge
they've
deal.
had like major splits in the past. So
and also World's Strongest Man. I think people do recognize that it is an event. Like it is kind of like some people are getting in here that probably aren't always the 30, literally the 30 strongest. They're picking people from countries to get them involved, and like people that just put on a good show. They're making sure to get them in there.
And the amount of like the Shaw Classic is just definitely gaining steam, but that name means nothing to people outside of the strength world. Like it means nothing.
Right.
Well, World's Strongest Man means a lot to people because they grew up watching that on ESPN.
That's true.
It's like one of the only sports things you can see. So not saying that like Rogue has essentially unlimited money to play with. So Rogue could make a dent in this if they wanted to. Brian Shaw could maybe at some point if he wanted to throw a ton of money and effort into it, but those guys have a long road in brand recognition and name to compete with the name of World's Strongest Man, which is as close as you can get to a household name as far as strength sports go.
Right. And then I think he also asked who we think is going to win this year or who our favorites are. And they're through the second day of the heats right now. So I'll just tell you who's winning the 5 heats, because that's kind of, so Tom Stoltman's crushing it.
Which shouldn't be much of a surprise.
Mitchell Hooper, this Canadian, is dominating his group kind of right now. Alexei Novikov is winning his group.
Yep.
Martins is doing really well in his group. Luke Stoltman is winning his group. So there's the 5 group leaders.
Who was the guy from Brian Shaw's group in that?
Mitchell Hooper, Canadian guy.
Okay.
And then Bobby Thompson's in second.
Yeah, I don't think any of those names are that much of a surprise, though, are they?
No. My pick, though, for winning...
I mean, Mitchell Hooper was the only one I haven't heard of, and I don't pay super close attention to strongman.
Right. My pick for winning this year is Martins. I think he's been on a pretty hot roll right now, but I could see it also... It is interesting. It could be like one of 5 people for sure, if not like one of 10 people. Isn't crazy to say.
Do we still know like what all the events are yet? Is that still actually been a thing?
Yeah, those are all released. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I would have to look at to really make an educated guess. But yeah, I could see Martins being a front runner.
Yep.
I mean, Novikov's always been a strong performer lately,
and he's doing really well in the heats too. But Tom Stoltman, I think out of the 4 events in his heat has gotten first place on every single event so far.
And he's a freak, so it just seems like it's a matter of time before he's going to win one.
Well, he won. Oh,
did he win last
year? Yeah, he won last year. Okay. Yeah.
Or really? Was it last year?
Yeah, because it was like Alexei, Martins, Tom are the last 3 winners.
Man, I just don't remember that one at all.
So does that answer the question?
I guess.
Okay. So the question has been answered. So we're going to move on to BigZack next. Oh, actually we're not. BigZack, your question was World's Strongest Man picks. We literally just did that. So people that have duplicates here aren't going to get
passed up.
Yep. So BigZack, I'm sorry. Okay. We're going to call Big Chad. We'll see if Big Chad answers. Some people might not answer, I suppose.
Their loss. Oh, we got a can too after this.
Okay. And if people don't answer, is that their only shot? Kind of. That's the policy,
Yeah,
right?
it might be. I guess if they call back and we're not
Yep.
with someone.
Oh, I think Chad missed it.
I got a can here if we want.
Should we do
want
it?
to hop into
Dude,
that? Maybe
yeah.
he can redeem himself here.
Yep, sounds good.
This is a What's in the Can, Tanner.
Oh, like
You
an
got-
official?
This is an official Massenomics What's in the Can.
Don my protective gear here.
Okay. Eyes are covered. It's a cheating-free environment.
Okay.
The can has been handed over.
Oh, kind of had a funny crack opening noise to it.
Yeah, it did.
Did yours do that too?
Yeah, like it was kind of smooth. And
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa. Oh. Oh. That keeps going.
That tastes like a cola to me. Like that tastes like a pop.
Man.
Or
There's
maybe
like
is that what like
there's
Diet
like-
Coke tastes
There's
like?
like
or
a few extra notes at the end of
Yeah.
that thing.
I don't know. I assume it's not a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi. But I would,
It's a Jack and Coke, actually, Tanner.
I'm gonna say this is just like a not zero sugar cola. I
Well,
don't really know.
take a look. This is
Okay.
an
Looks like I might have been onto something.
it is an Olapop Vintage Cola Sparkling Tonic. So we do have 2 grams of sugar in here,
Okay.
but there is is there actually caffeine in this? Oh, 50. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna drink much of this. Then.
Yeah.
50 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
That would
It's a
actually
little too
keep me
late.
up.
Yeah. 3%
So-
juice.
I guess the thing with this is there's like probiotics in it.
Where did this come from?
This also came from Big Nathan in his store in Watertown.
Oh, okay.
Leah, or when my wife was
My wife.
when she was getting these, she said, "Oh, there's a cola flavor." I'm like, "Oh, you got to get the cola flavored."
Is this the brand of something that else? Did we have this?
I don't think we had this. No, we did not have this brand last time, but
Okay.
we had some people over. They're like, "Oh, you guys have those things?" So apparently, some people know what these are.
Try it.
Olapop. I've never heard of them.
Oh, it tastes. That's what it tastes like to me.
That has a very cola. There is almost like some black licorice at the end, though.
Yeah.
And I'm not a black licorice guy. So I'd maybe give that like a 3.
Yeah, I'll give that a 3 also. I probably wouldn't choose it normally, but not terrible. Okay. This guy sounds like his name's Big Edward. Should we try Big Edward?
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's up?
Big Eddie,
Big
is
Eddie.
that you?
This is Big Eddie.
Could we get your name, location, and number of pairs of Massenomics shorts owned?
Oh, man. I am Big Eddie. I'm outside Lancaster, PA, also known to be within 15 minutes of Aberdeen, Pennsylvania. And the number of shorts? Oh, shoot. My wife's next to me, so I'm not going to
My
answer
wife.
that question.
Incriminating.
Plead the fifth on that one.
Official Massenomics shorts or Big Eddie on Massenomics
Well, that's
shorts?
true. You got some customs. You got some Big Eddie customs. You're kind of like
Yep.
what was that, like Count Customs, or who was the guy that made like the custom cars? That was like real popular.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you had several questions, Eddie? But did you have one in particular for us? That you, like, if you just had to pick one.
Yeah. Who the hell do you think you are? And what gives you the right? No, I would have to say the singlet question. What would me or anyone else who's getting ready to order a Massenomics singlet, what do we need to know before placing that kind of an order?
That's a good question. We're going to answer your question. We're going to hang up on you and then answer your question.
Yep. Good. I'm going to go to bed. See ya.
Thanks,
See you,
Eddie.
Bye.
That's a fair question. So he's asking
is.
about the Massenomics singlet, which we do offer on our website. It's a custom singlet. You get the Massenomics logo on the front in your chest, and then the Lift logo on your thigh, and then your name across the back. We've sold quite a few, never a ton of those at once, but quite a few have actually trickled out over the last couple of years. And asking what you need to know. Well, you got to know what you want to put on it, what your name wants to be. There are usually the standard is black with red, but we actually do have some flexibility on that. If you want some other color options, there's some other colors out there. But the sizing is the real question.
That is.
And it's not a question that's easily answered. I actually think it was Big Chris that recently ordered one. I worked with this on him. And his first one really didn't fit very good. And he's got another one coming. The sizing is very tricky on the singlets, I guess. There is a sizing chart. First of all, look at that. That's a reference. And then also, I tend to tell people if you're close or you're borderline, always go the size smaller. But it does particularly depend on your body type. If you're longer, leaner, definitely size down. But if you're bigger waisted, bigger thighed, it might kind of more fit you. The sizing chart might be more true. The one thing I would note on our singlets is they are a little longer in the legs than some other brands. Mm-hmm. A little more similar to like some, I don't know actually what wrestling singlets are like, but I guess I think maybe it's a little more like some wrestling singlets versus what some powerlifting like Inzer singlets are like. Yeah.
Well, an Inzer's like the extreme.
Right, right. So that's kind of all the advice that I have.
Yeah.
They are all sales final because it's got your name on the back. So we don't want this thing back. So, if you're really worried about it, I guess not that I want to tell people not to buy stuff from us, but I would say if you're really, really worried about it, maybe it's not the singlet for you.
Yeah.
Because it is an investment. But I have one, fits me great. I have the luxury of kind of knowing what size to order that fits me. And if you ask, there might be other people in the Discord crew that are willing to use themselves as references too, of like what their body size is and what size they have. And then they have pictures to go along with that.
And it's been like 4 years since I've done a meet. And so I've never got one.
Right.
It was in those early years, I just, for whatever reason, never got one. And now it's been long enough that I still don't have one. So I have zero firsthand experience in this case.
Yeah. Don't buy our singlets. Is that going to be the new?
Don't buy our hats.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Should we get the next person on the line?
Let's do it.
This looks like it's one of the big Matts. Which one? Only time will tell, huh? Oh shit.
What's going on, guys?
Big Matt, is that you?
Yeah, I got a little echo here. Just give me a second.
Is that what number? What number, Matt, are you?
Yeah, I got to know who we're talking to here.
Well, I'm the first one.
Naturally.
Oh, Matt number one. Okay.
Matt number one.
Yeah. With a funny accent.
Yeah, could you give us your, we know you're Big Matt, could you give us your location and favorite bourbon?
Ooh, favorite bourbon. Well, I'm currently located in Northern Virginia, northeast part, I should say. And bourbon-wise, I'd go for a McKenna 10-year. If I could have something, yeah, it'd definitely be that.
A man of culture.
Yeah, he sounds like someone with his druthers over there.
Oh, you better believe it.
Big Matt, did you have a question for us today?
I did, actually. Speaking of money, some of the interns are actually a little concerned because with double-digit inflation rates, we're concerned that our fiscal year 2023 compensation package is not going to reflect the current interest rates of the inflation rates. So we're just, two of us have gotten checks, but the rest of the interns haven't been paid at all. And there's some mutiny going on. I'm trying to hold them back. I'm trying to do you guys a favor, but I tried to tell the Canadian guys, like, hey, it's stuck at Carroll Stream. But after Joey got his check, basically the floodgates are open, and I don't know how to hold them back anymore. So,
we do appreciate you kind of middlemanning that for us, and keep holding people off.
We just have so much stuff going on over here,
right, with everything going on.
Beating them off, as you will.
Yeah,
beating all the guys off over there. It's been really convenient for us.
No, that's a good question. We're gonna answer that offline. We appreciate it.
All I appreciate it.
All right,
right,
see you, Big
thanks,
Take
Matt.
care, guys.
So the compensation package for our unpaid interns, how's inflation affect it? I think it's,
It's a valid concern.
It's a valid concern,
I
but
mean, the 20% raise on zero is still zero.
that's the
so-
thing. Yeah, we kind of look at, we'll match like on a percentage basis, like whatever they say inflation is, we can match. We will use that as a multiplier times their current base salary of zero.
I think it's like in business when people say, the hardest million is that first million. And it's
Yeah,
just like with
the
the
hardest
interns, like, the
dollar.
hardest dollar is that first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. For the time being, we're going to keep as many of the unpaid interns unpaid as possible, and as many being preferably all of them.
Yeah.
But they do. It's not to short their work. They do great work. We just can't be paying people for that.
No, I mean, you can add it to your LinkedIn profile, like that's
sure.
a title like that has intangible benefits to it there. But if you think you'd like to get in on this once in a lifetime opportunity, you can go to massenomics.com/join and also become an unpaid intern.
Also not get paid.
And also not get paid.
Yeah.
That'd be the way to do it.
Okay. Next is Big Cody. We're going to give Big Cody a call here, I think.
Made you wait until the third ring.
Could we get your name, location, and if you own a pair of lift shorts or not?
This is Big Cody from Middle, Eastern, Southern Georgia,
Okay.
and I own 3 pairs of lift shorts.
Ooh, high roller over there, GA. All right. Big Cody, did you have a question for us this evening?
My question was that I posted on Instagram. How is the weather, you guys? Because it sucks down here.
Is it hot and humid in Georgia? What's it like?
It's hot and humid with storms rolling through all week.
Okay. I always imagine Georgia is like how the guy that, I don't know who announces the Masters, but like how he describes like the flowers and all the stuff. Like, is it kind of like that?
Oh yeah, it really is. Like when I'm rolling through Macon, which is not a great area, there's like bullets flying by and like broken down cars on the side of the road and fires and trash cans. All with him commentating over it, of course. And look at the beautiful broken down car.
All right, that does sound nice. Well, we appreciate that question. We're going to let you go, and we're going to answer that. Great question.
All right, good night.
All right,
see you,
thank
Big
you.
Cody.
All right, Big Cody, that was a good question.
Yeah. So how's the weather? Weather update.
Weather has still, it's by the time this is out, it's like June, and still really hasn't been that many nice days yet. Like I had shorts on.
It's been
today.
pretty cold.
I had shorts on
Relative,
today, and then
yeah.
now I have pants on.
You know what I noticed for the first time last night? The mosquitoes seemed to be.
Yep.
Was last night the first night that you noticed them?
Yep.
or-
I went on a walk, and by the time I got home, I actually had some bug bites, and it's like, really, that's starting already. Because people, I'm pretty sure we've talked about this probably multiple times. Actually, we had to have, but
Yep.
Western Northeast South Dakota, if you're making the road trip to Aberdeen after like 7 p.m., you will have to stop because the bugs will be so thick you won't be able to see out of your window.
Yeah.
Like the bugs get that thick, actually.
Yeah.
Like we have major mosquito
Bust out the
problems here.
chemicals. I'll take the cancer over the mosquito bites any day.
It is like unbearable though. Like it gets to the point where you can finally be outside now. Well, actually you can't because the mosquitoes will actually kill you. They just-
I'm gonna spray my yard here.
Yeah, I kept
bad.
thinking that too. I've never done it before, and this is probably the year I pay to do it because now we have a boy we can go outside with, and to just watch him get eaten alive by mosquitoes.
It's
and
miserable.
Get West Nile. It's
I'm actually
like,
getting itchy just thinking about the mosquitoes.
Yeah, we took some photos today, and just while we were doing that, I got a couple bug bites. And then I come back here and I'm like all paranoid, like, really? Was that just bug bites? Because these are so much itchier than what I feel like they should be.
Yeah.
So we got mosquito season coming up. It's been cold. I think we talked about it. There was like tornadoes.
Yeah.
In the region. For a
I
few
bet it'll
weeks.
warm up soon, right? It's almost June. It's got to.
But it's got to soon. So
okay. Great question for the weather update, though. Next, we're going to go to Big Eli. We'll see if Big Eli's around.
The wireless.
Do we
He's
get
off the list. Big Steven. How about Big Steven?
All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Oh, is this Big Steven?
That it is.
Big Steven, you're on the Massenomics podcast. Could we get your location and your favorite flavor of sparkling water?
Ooh, favorite flavor of sparkling water would have to be lime LaCroix.
Okay, great
Great
choice.
choice.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah. Location would probably have to be northwestern, southeast Florida currently.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people call it Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not us. Not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then did you have and this is Professor Steven, right?
This is Professor Steven,
Okay.
but you can just call me Big Steven.
Have you you've been on the podcast for one thing or another before, haven't you?
I've actually been on more times than Chris, so this is my third time.
I think it is fun, worth mentioning. A lot of people might not be aware of this. Tommy and I certainly are, and you and Chris certainly are, but Professor Steven and Big Chris have a very long-running Massenomics rivalry where every time either of them orders something, in the comments, they talk shit about the other guy. And a lot of it is discussion about one being the bigger Massenomics fan than the other. And like,
or being first to order.
yeah.
something.
And like, I bet Big Chris didn't buy, and it's very fun. And I enjoy those every time.
I do too.
Yeah. But did you have a question for us though?
Yeah, my question was, are you podcasting hard or hardly podcasting?
Just living the dream.
Oh, great.
Just living the podcast dream. That's my new answer to that, just because it's like just
ambiguous.
Yeah,
enough.
an ambiguous answer right back at it.
Yeah. Perfect. Great. I'm happy to know.
Okay. That was your question then. All right. Well, that was an easy one.
Yeah, great question. Big
Great
Steven.
question.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
you.
thanks. Wait.
Steven from Tampa with the hard-hitting questions.
We're just going to have to assume it was a better question than Chris would ask. All right. Should we do one more and then maybe do we do an ad break after that?
We could
should we
probably
do
do
an
the
ad
ads
break
right now.
Okay.
Actually,
All right.
we're kind of behind schedule here.
Next on the list was Big Jeff as a little teaser.
My name is Jeff. El Jefe. Today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell, building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. Okay, and this episode is also brought to you by Fusion Sports Performance Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options with Super Soldier Pre-Workout and Mad Titan High Stim Pre-Workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. Both are favorites among strength sport athletes. Healing Factor Post-Workout combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Fusion's whey protein isolate not only tastes great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carb options depending on the flavor. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate fudge, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS to save a huge 20% on your order.
All right.
Tanner, I was thinking, I was laughing pretty hard today when I believe it was mostly Squats Matt who made the video of it was Michael Scott from The Office having that scotch. It was your face.
Me having a old fashioned.
Yeah.
And it was like, got any Splenda?
Any Splenda?
Ice. I'm like, yes, that is actually kind of what I was like.
They're all looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Yes.
That was good.
That was good. All right, we'll try Big Jeff here then.
This is Jeff.
Oh, Big Jeff, could we get your location and max Jefferson deadlift, please?
Yeah, calling from northeastern North Florida.
Oh, 2 Florida guys in a
Wow,
row, yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, and I had to switch my headphones. What was the question?
Max Jefferson deadlift.
Max Jefferson deadlift. Ooh, I am a Jefferson deadlift rookie, so I'd probably go 225 or something.
All right.
I'll have to give it a
We
shot.
all got to start somewhere.
And plus, the sky is the limit.
Yeah. I think somebody in the Discord said the roof is the ceiling earlier, which is really, that's that's what we're all worried about.
When it comes to Jefferson deadlifts, you always want to buy low and sell high anyways. That's what I've always said.
That's right.
Big Jeff, did you have a question for us tonight?
Yeah, I'm always just kind of curious how the business and everything evolves over time. And I wondered, are there any Massenomics ideas that you left on the cutting room floor? Something that you maybe direction you thought the business was going to go that you decided not to do, or something you didn't do and you're glad you didn't because it would have sent you off the rails. So what haven't we seen from Massenomics?
I like that question.
I'll tell you what, so far this isn't a contest, but that's leading the right now as far as like non-silly good questions. That's a good question right there. So we're going to cut you off so you can go try out the Jefferson deadlift and we'll answer your question.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, see you, Big
Thanks,
Jeff.
Jeff. Ideas. Oh, there's been just things we've talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of things for real.
Right. Especially, if you're talking design idea, like there's been so many things, but I'm wondering if like a bigger thing, like that we really, a direction we thought it could go that we ultimately didn't, that we left on the cutting room floor or anything like that.
I don't know if there's anything where we've gotten I don't think there's been anything that we've really pumped money into that that's never seen the light of day.
Here, I can think of something I've just literally thought of it right now that came up a couple times. 2 different stages for 2 different motivations and 2 different severities. We really thought about doing this, or it was at least a discussion amongst owners, and we've never done it, was having some sort of supplement.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest one that we've pursued in some way or another. And
and these were the original discussion. I'm talking when Massenomics was a 4 ownership.
Oh, that was the first thing we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Was like, maybe we can do this. What do you consider that business model where it's very hands off, almost where it's like a passive,
like a drop shipping kind of thing.
like a drop ship sort of thing. And quite honestly, I don't know if either of us were ever.
I mean, I don't know anything about that industry.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like really I don't even know anything about the supplement industry. So that was never really the direction that I saw anything going because
me either.
I couldn't.
Right.
Outside of designing a label, I couldn't offer anything.
Right.
So yeah, but you're right. That was the most talked about thing. We also have talked about multiple times. We actually even went so far as to this was
maybe
going
we shouldn't
back,
tell the full details of that just in case we ever do that.
Protect the innocent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but should we say what happened? Why it didn't go through? We won't say the specifics of what it was going to be.
Well, yeah. Yeah. We were working on a particular product.
We had gotten so far. We were
could still happen someday.
Yeah, so we were looking very hard at getting a certain supplement going.
Yeah. And it would have been a lot of fun.
It would have been a lot of fun.
Like in true Massenomics fashion, it would have been
we were really looking
thing.
forward to it. Yeah. And we'd even been in contact with a manufacturer that was recommended to us by someone we know. And they seemed to know their stuff. The pricing was right in line with what we expected.
Got us a sample.
They got us an actual sample.
And for reasons to not explain now, the sample is very important for this particular thing we were doing. And it really checked out. Like they had done what they needed to do.
So all the boxes were like checked. And we were like 90% ready to go. Almost actually, I think we were just waiting to send the check. We were waiting for an invoice.
Right.
And like, we just got ghosted. It was so weird.
several calls. Like a couple times I got a receptionist and it was like, oh no, everyone's in a meeting. And like, then like nobody would respond to an email. Like I found a weird email and got someone to respond. And then as soon as like they knew what I wanted, then they were like dodging it, and then ultimately could never get a hold of anyone. And what was
Well, one day you did like a Google search or something for the guy's name.
Yeah.
And he was in jail.
Yeah, he was in jail. They got locked up.
Yeah. And that's why we don't partner with Redcon One, I guess.
It wasn't that company, but same result, I guess. But that was the supplement thing is the one bigger idea that comes to my mind of something that we never, we never have brought to life.
And that was that 3 years ago now? Probably was the last time we looked at that hard.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, we've had various apparel ideas over time, and for the most part, it's never been like we can't do it. It's just for whatever reason we've had trouble finding a good vendor for maybe a particular item.
Yeah.
The big one was like the Lift Shorts 3 being an actual cut and sew thing. That took a long time to get that figured out.
Yeah.
But now we know how the people we need to talk to get that going, and those connections exist. We've talked about like early, especially in the beginning when Massenomics was more of like a blogging thing. There were some ideas passed around of like ebooks possibly. We talked about that. I think there was one idea of like the skinny guys cookbook or something like that, like meals to get you big.
A lot of this things we're talking about, they have a theme of ideas we had when this was like a 4-horsed company.
Yes. When there was 4 people involved, so it was like, okay, let's try and figure out something that like everyone can contribute here to, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense if we make this great idea and Tanner's the only person that can do any part of it, or it's all going to be on my it just didn't make sense. So it was like trying to figure out things that okay, one guy can write about this, and then a guy can design it, and I mean we can just get more input into it. But that never really happened. And
it's funny though, even all those dead ideas like the supplements or the book and stuff, there is still these little pieces of possible things like that we keep alive a little bit that like could happen. And it's more so it's shifted though. Like it's more so now what can we do that would be a fun interpretation of that? Not like, hey, this is what we're going to use to get rich.
Thing, yeah, it would be some variation of it. I think we even talked about at one point possibly like, and this is another thing, how much things have changed in the last 5 years would be, I think we even mentioned possibly the idea of like selling plans for like how-to guides on like a belt squat machine and like our reverse hyper before you could get those from anyone and everyone.
Right. It was a time where that was more, where that was
like
actually
that was
relevant
unusual.
To
that wasn't the most
now
common
everyone
thing.
Now I'll just buy one for $500 from Titan Fitness.
Like, no, if I wanted a drink holder, I'd just get the drink spotter.
Exactly. Yeah, now the drink spotter exists.
Has there been anything else that I think we can both say confidently that we've never like dumped a bunch of money into anything and realized, I mean, if we've ever dumped money into something, people have seen it. Like there's never been anything we've dumped money into that has never seen the light of day.
The only other thing, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, is, there's been times when we thought we were really going to specifically focus on doing more YouTube content. And that's still a good idea. It's just, we just did run into a limitation of our time to be able to fulfill what we thought we would need to do in order to make that viably significant.
Yes. In a perfect world, if Massenomics was just, acquired by Pillar 5 Media and we had essentially unlimited time on our hands.
That would be one of the first things.
And bigger resources. Yeah. We would just be filming a video in Massenomics every other day.
Yeah.
And it was the start of 2021. We thought, 2021 is going to be the year we're going to make like 50 YouTube videos.
Yep.
And we, no lie, have still in our to-do thing, we have a list of probably 50 video concepts. Yeah. And a lot of them, no one's made these videos. And I think they'd be so fun to do.
Yep.
And it's a mix of like equipment, gym type review stuff, and just funner things to do in the gym, which I think those videos would be they would be so much fun to make. But we're just, when it's, I got to run the camera, then it kind of means like, all right, Tanner, you have to be on the screen all the time.
Right.
Or we got to set the camera up on the tripod and no one's operating it, which makes things tricky again too. Yeah. And then at the end of these, when you go in the gym for an hour or two and get, a couple hours of footage, then someone takes many, many more hours than that to edit it.
Yeah.
And when we're both also doing other full-time jobs on top of Massenomics, like the time just doesn't exist right now.
If we had the team to do it, maybe that's not impossible someday still, but it's not in our current state going to happen. But like another cool video, like if we were pumping out all these videos, I think it'd be fun even just like weekly it's like Mark Bell used to do this, or Jim McD probably made it, where like every week or every couple weeks, it was just some training footage and just kind of like chatting with people in the gym and just like what was going on in the gym today, because it's kind of fun.
Yeah, when they were just like actually lifting.
Right,
like, and
just like lifting and just like shooting the shit. Basically what goes on in a gym like theirs was at the time, or like Massenomics gym now, and just like catch, and then you kind of start to be like, oh yeah, there's the regulars, like there they are screwing around. I think it's kind of fun. It's not earth shattering, but it would just be some kind of fun content too.
Those ones are easier produced because there's not as much that needs to happen. But
right.
Yeah. If only if everyone gets 10 of their friends to become a Massenomics supporting member, then maybe that problem would be solved. And you could have these unreleased videos.
Yep.
I shouldn't say unreleased, unmade videos.
Right. That was a good question, though.
That is. I like that question. That was really good.
Did get me thinking, too, like we haven't mentioned it, but at the time this came out, we had just had a new drop come out. So, we still have our Discord people on. I don't know. What we dropped was, I think we already alluded to this. There's 2 new tank tops and a new t-shirt. And then we brought 1 banner back that hasn't been around for a little while. And maybe later in this episode, we'll detail that stuff more. But do we want to tell, we could even let them, the supporting members, this is their early sneak peek for those of them that are listening live. Should we tell them one of the 3 things, what it is?
That's fine.
Do any stand out to you as one that we would
keep the t-shirt a secret?
Maybe the t-shirt stays a secret because it's brand new.
Yeah. We'll keep that one the surprise.
One of the tanks is we're bringing back a bench heavy tank top. We did a bench heavy tank top one time before, and it was in like a dark gray or a gray color. This is actually the regular bench heavy blue on a tank top. So that's one of the tank tops.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the rest later then.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get another call going then?
Let's do it.
We're going to try Big Marshall. Mathers, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, we're getting ghosted tonight.
Yep. We'll go to the next guy.
Part of me wonders if like some of these, it's like their phone sees a call from South Dakota and it's like, nope, send straight to
yeah.
When you said Marshall.
Because your phone does that on some.
Sometimes, when you said Marshall Mathers, I like to think of it as kind of like a Stan sketch where he's like, he's like wondering why we don't ever return it, or like Stan by Eminem. It's like, you don't return my calls.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, was that you? And then we're actually returning this call.
Wait, that was you. Dido. Big Conrad. We'll give Big Conrad a try. Someone's got to answer.
Hello.
Could we get your name, location, and max Jefferson deadlift?
Name is Conrad. I live
Big
in
Conrad.
Northern Big Conrad. I live in New Paltz, New York. Max Jefferson, 135.
Not bad. You got room to grow. I assume you're talking kilos. We'll go with kilos.
Kilos, of course. Kilos, naturally.
Yes. Okay. And then did you have Big Conrad, did you have a question for us tonight?
I had a would you rather for you fellas.
Okay.
Oh.
Would you rather have a personal chef or a personal maid?
Personal chef or personal maid? That's a good question.
Okay.
We're going to field that question offline here, so we appreciate the question, Big Conrad.
All right, thanks, guys.
You're doing good
Thanks,
work.
Big Conrad.
All right, bye.
Personal chef or personal maid? Okay. This is easy, actually. Personal chef, for sure.
I think personal chef is the answer.
I'm pretty clean myself, so I don't even really... I get things, I put them back where they go. Like, that's not a problem for me. Personal chef, absolutely. Oh, God, that would save so much time and make life so much easier to have someone cooking meals.
Now that I'm thinking about it, here's my particular situation. I could think of it differently. I could say my wife is a really good cook and she does like cooking. And if she didn't have to do worry about any cleaning, she'd probably be even
just
more,
really focus on.
Yeah, so it's like I'm getting both.
Well, so it turns in the question though: is this personal person just for
you,
you,
yeah.
or is it for the whole
you get
house?
to use the whole family? Yeah. Because that's what I would need the maid to take care of the whole household.
For
and
me,
then I could go with my wife would be like, yeah, I'll cook every meal. Like I don't have to do. We don't have to worry about laundry, dishes, cleaning the floors, vacuuming, dusting, that stuff.
No, I'm still personal chef for sure. I cook the majority of the meals, so I would just free up so much time in my life to not cook any of the meals.
And imagine every meal being like a well-prepared, like
so awesome.
a legit, like high-level personal chef.
Not stuck in my same variety of what I always eat, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, but I do love variety. So, I'm personal chef for sure.
Variety is the spice of life, isn't it?
What to say?
Okay. We are gonna try Big Eric. We'll try Big Eric.
It's gonna be really funny when we call like 30 people and we get 8 answers.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Eric, is that you?
It is, yep.
Okay, I understand that you kind of alluded to it already, not so much a question as a comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to answer some of your guys' questions with a yep.
Okay, excellent. And do have one other question for you, though. Your location and number of pair of Massenomics shorts that you own.
Massenomics shorts, just one, the lift parallel or breaking parallel shorts.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yep. That's a prestigious. If you're only going to have one, that's
like,
that would be a good choice.
By accident.
No, right.
And location is kind of weird because I'm in central middle Murfreesboro. It's like in the town of Tennessee, Murfreesboro, a mile from the geographical center. So I really can't get any more creative with it than
it is like
we're
central,
directly in the center.
Okay. Since you didn't really have a question, I was thinking something else. Do you own some Strength Co plates?
I do. Yes,
and
sir.
It is about the time of the podcast where we would do a Strength Co ad. So I'm just wondering if you could tell me what you like about your Strength Co plates.
Well, first of all, I love the E-coat, but I do love the size, the grip, the thinness.
Yep.
And then I have the set. It's prior to the 35s coming out, but I have the 1.25s all the way to the 45s.
Yep.
And I like how the design goes with the spokes pretty much throughout all the way until you get to the tinier plates. Where I've seen some of the other ones that have came out that are popular don't have that same uniform design throughout the line.
Yeah, we won't even mention those ones.
Right.
I think that's a really good point, though, that Tommy and I have picked up on the same thing. The uniform, just the way they look together as a set means something, I think, when you're spending. And let's be honest, the Strength Co plates aren't the cheapest plates out there. These are a high-end plate, but you kind of are getting what you pay for. In the case of the Strength Co plate, you're getting a high-end plate. Would you agree?
Yep.
Do you like the E-coat?
Yep.
Are they made in America?
Yep.
Excellent. We're not going to send you a check for, we're not going to pay you for reading this ad, but you did a good job.
Thanks. And I have a red rack like you guys. And,
you do.
The Strength Co plates look awesome with the red rack. So
would you say that they pop on the rack?
Definitely. They're the go-to in my home gym.
Excellent. Okay. Thanks, Big Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
You guys speaking my language over there.
His question was no question, just wanted you to call and I'll scream yep.
So you knew what we were getting into.
Yeah. Okay. Should we give Big John a call?
Like in the Discord, that guy must be single. If I yelled at 10:40 p.m., my wife would kill me.
Hello?
Oh, could we get your name, location, and favorite flavor of sparkling water?
Ooh, sparkling water. I'm a man. I don't have that. Let's not be a...
Okay. How about name, location, and Max Jefferson deadlift?
Max Jefferson deadlift. I can floss with about 315.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
This is Big John from Central, Western, Central Pennsylvania.
Excellent. Okay, that's we speak the lingo, so we know exactly where you're
doing
referring
so
to.
good geographically explaining where they live. It's
And then Big John, did you have a question for us tonight?
I did. I was wondering if you guys were ever going to do a series of restaurant T-shirts, maybe more specifically the Red Robin, maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, that's an excellent question. We're gonna let you go, and then we're gonna get into the answering that in detail.
Sounds good. Have a good night, boys.
Thanks, Big John.
So
restaurant themed shirts, almost like parody shirts off of
like
themed, and then like Red Robin specifically.
I'm not sure it's ever crossed our mind. But
Well, I think the Red Robin shirt is going to be much like the Red Robin restaurant.
It
won't exist.
Yeah. Which makes it really easy for the shipping and fulfillment part of that order, right?
Right.
We do have. There was a meme someone made one time of Massenomics, when you're here, you're big.
Yes.
And that
one's funny.
That's a really good one. But could we sell that to people? That's to more than a handful of people.
Right.
That's the problem. So I'm not going to rule out that idea ever, but we will have to do a little more research.
Yep. That's fair. All right. Should we try and get Big Co on the line? KO, Big Co.
Yeah.
Might have practice in the morning. But
This isn't real.
Big Co, is that you?
How's it going?
Good. Can we get your name, location, and Max Jefferson deadlift, please?
Oh, dude. Co-Keefed. Let's call it out of Sioux Center, Iowa.
Okay.
Max Jefferson deadlift would be 528 pounds.
That's nothing to shake a stick at.
Very respectable.
Yeah. Excellent.
Not bad.
Excellent. We saw you submit a question. We were worried maybe you'd have like practice in the morning or something, and we'd be keeping you up.
I do in fact do, and I am in bed. But I couldn't resist. I actually was like asleep, and I was like, what the hell is going on? But I was like, holy shit. The boys from Massenomics are calling me.
That's amazing.
That's excellent. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard the other weekend we were talking about it on here that you're down in Tampa. The big draft. What were your sixth round?
Yeah, sixth round. Got picked up, man. Got a little bit of a signing bonus. So down here for OTAs. I wore the curl shirt to the facility, and I got a lot of compliments. Big Tristan Wirfs, they're like all pro tackles. Like, I'm gonna have to buy some.
Well, you just get a list put together of sizes and what people need, and we'll just send a big box to you down there.
Oh, dude, yeah, I probably had like 6 or 7 dudes come up and be like, "Dude, where'd you get that?"
That's funny. That's good stuff. So, have you been getting to catch some passes and stuff? Do a little blocking, catch some passes.
Well, yeah, it's all like kind of underwear football right now. Like you're in helmets, but there's no pads, so. And NFL's all about, just keeping dudes healthy. So it's not super physical. It's just kind of like 7-on-7, running routes and catching passes and stuff. But I don't really shine until, you put the pads on. So see what happens in fall camp. But
yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff. We were mentioning that I think I had to look back. You got like your first lift shirt. It might have been even before you were playing. I don't even know if you were in full swing of college football yet at the time. It was like in like 2017, 2018, something like that.
Yeah, dude, I was like not 21. I was like a freshman in college, and like my buddies from Huron. And how it all kind of started was like, we were just a couple of like meatheads in high school who just like became good athletes because we like worked hard in the weight room and like, built our bodies up. And so we were just like following all these accounts when we were freshmen. We first were like massive fans of like Huck Finn.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
like still am good friends with him. He came to one of our games last fall.
Didn't he get kicked out?
Yeah, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Great story. But yeah, so just stayed with him, and then he was like
would post some of your stuff, and we're like, dude, because my roommate's from Huron, Bailey Schoenfelder, played football at Minnesota. He's now an MMA fighter.
Okay.
And like he had I think his last fight was in Bellator. And so he's kind of doing like LFA right now. But anyways, we were like, oh, Massenomics is sick. And, you guys had the lift shirt and the bench heavy, and we were all over that shit, man.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. Yeah, you're probably the only guy right now that we're calling this late at night that has football practice in the morning. Yeah. Has football practice in the morning. Yeah.
Got to do some install and, go run some routes and block people. But, just playing, that's still the wild thing to me is like, obviously like going through college, and it's like I almost haven't even like gotten into the real world. Like I'm literally playing a made up game that like sixth graders play, and I'm being paid money for it. Like it's kind of surreal, but
I'd keep that alive as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah, got to make better money doing this than hopefully being a strength coach when I'm done. So
I love that video though when you guys are all in the garage and everyone, you answer the phone and everyone's all jacked up, and that's good stuff. That's moments like that are pretty cool.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's just classic Midwest. Like, all right, where are we having the party? Like, TV in the garage. We can fit everyone in there. Just literally, it was just slugging beers with like 5 or 6 of my high school football coaches, wrestling coaches, and then like a couple of buddies from high school. So it was awesome.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is good.
Did you have a question for us for the Q&A section here?
Yeah, man. How the hell do I become a Massenomics sponsored athlete? Like, what do I got to do? I gotta get my Jefferson deadlift up, man. You got to become. I guess I'm actually making money now. I'm not like a poor college student, so I guess I could. I could become a supporter. Or what's the top tier supporter of the friend of the podcast?
Yeah, you could become an official friend of the podcast. But that's a fair question. I guess this would be the first time that it's come up with an NFL player that.
There's probably like legal steps we got to be aware of here.
You probably have an agent we got to talk to first.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess so.
It's funny you mentioned that though. We were just talking. We're in Aberdeen, as you know, of course, and Northern State University is a college here, and.
I guess NIL shit.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, the shitty thing is you missed NIL. Like, if only they got that going 2 years earlier.
Well, there's the tricky thing too with like colleges is like because of I don't know how many loopholes you could go around because like I know at Minnesota at least for like the NIL rules you couldn't have anything like beer related.
Okay.
But technically the shirts are beer related.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a little bit of a loophole.
It's beer adjacent.
But man, it's lifting, like it's a gym. It's just like Gable Steveson being, sponsored by Planet Fitness, except fuck that.
Except not lame, yeah.
Yeah. It's not even a real place. It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, that's good stuff. We won't keep you up all night, but we're excited to talk to you.
We'll have our attorneys get in touch with your people.
To answer the question, we'll have our people contact your people.
You boys got my number. Hit me up whenever. I'm gonna be all pumped up tomorrow morning now. I just made my week.
Yeah, it's not going to NFL practice. It's you got the Massenomics call last night.
It's the small goal. It's the 19-year-old Co right now is just freaking out, man. Just awesome.
Well, that's good stuff. We're excited for you. We'll be rooting for you this year.
Appreciate it, boys. Gonna have to make a trip up to Aberdeen sometime. Next time I'm in Huron.
You even get a free day pass at Massenomics Gym when you come. So.
Oh hell yes.
Maybe we'll make the trip down there this fall. Watch you catch some touchdowns.
Yeah, we need to come down there.
Oh man, yeah, dude. We got 4 days off for Memorial Day weekend. I was just gonna go around and try to find some cool gyms in Tampa, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Cool.
All right. Thanks a lot, Co.
Appreciate it, boys. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a good one. Someone said, call me again. I got to know who this is that we're calling again. Okay. Big Marshall. We'll try Big Marshall again.
Okay.
That was a good one though with Big Co.
Get some NFL sponsored athletes. I want to get that box of goods down in
That's
the locker room there.
That's Big Marshall, is that you?
Hey, boy.
We just barely got you here.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm stepping away from some industrial machinery.
Okay, getting away from the. Yeah, I assume you were working by it the last time we called.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we get your name, location, and favorite pair of Massenomics shorts?
Well, Marshall Buckler. I am in Southern California, and obviously my favorite pair of shorts are the gold lift shorts.
Yeah.
The gold curl shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
A man with expensive taste.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good
That's why
choice.
I got to work.
Got to pay off that loan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did you have a question for us tonight, Big Marshall?
Yeah. So when are you guys going to be doing some beard care, either collab or line of your own?
Beard care. Okay. Okay. We'll answer that offline, but also you're just so everyone's aware of this interesting tidbit. You have been on one of the Massenomics billboards. One of your quotes is on the billboards before, right?
Yeah, it's my one and only claim to fame at this point.
And what was the quote?
I can't remember. It was something along the lines of like, could be worse.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, could be worse. Yep. In reference to our podcast, could be worse.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair. That holds up to this day. It could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's I think that was quoted as Mr. Back Abs, that's your IG handle, right, Mr. Back Abs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my one body part that actually looks like I lift.
Your back abs. Okay. All right. Good stuff. We're gonna hang up and we'll answer your question.
All right, boys. Take care.
See you later.
Thanks, Marshall. All right.
Okay. So the question was, maybe like a collab or doing something with the beard care stuff is certainly a popular arena for the strength athlete people, right?
It is. Well, we talk about it. Sometimes we like to laugh because when we look at our YouTube thumbnails, it's like, oh, guy with a beard, guy with a beard, guy with a beard.
Yep.
So it's definitely a look in our. It's a 50% chance. I mean, just look. 1, 2. There it is, right there.
Yeah. I would say it would just all depend on the right partnership with the right company and a way for us to spin it that it's fun.
Yeah.
We don't want to do anything unless it's.
We can do some wacky
silly,
take on it.
I don't know, something that's maybe outside of the normal.
Yeah, because that's a very saturated space. Right. And so unless we can do something funny, new, entertaining in that space, like we don't just want to have, this is just the Massenomics beard care product.
Right.
It's the best beard oil.
No.
And shines and cleans better than the others.
Because quite honestly, we don't believe that to be true about anything that we're like, no, it's probably not the best, but maybe it's the silliest.
Yeah,
or,
it would just be a branding and marketing opportunity, a way to make it really fun. So yeah, if we could figure out that, I don't think that's impossible. But, I think a lot of those companies take themselves too seriously.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I think it'd have to be the right partnership, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay.
Not to say we couldn't just do it ourselves, I guess. I can't imagine that stuff's that hard to. Probably companies just lining up with like labels, like waiting for someone to put something on it.
True. Should we give another one a shot here?
Yep.
All right, let's try and get Big Keith on the horn here.
This is Keith Honeycutt. I couldn't get to my phone. Please.
Straight to voicemail.
Yeah. He probably just heard himself here.
He's talking about mean, median mode in the Discord.
Someone's calling me
and not answering his phone.
I'm gonna answer it. Hello.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Who is this here? Is this?
This is Big Keith.
Okay, Big Keith. Yeah. Just making.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Just making sure.
Were you Wikipediaing the difference between mean, median, and mode, and that's why you couldn't answer your phone?
Yeah, I'm still stuck back in Algebra 2 that I failed in sophomore year of high school, I think.
Yeah, could we get your location and number of pairs of Massenomics shorts owned?
And then Western Central New York near Rochester. And let's say I owned three pairs, maybe 4.
Okay.
4, 3.
That's
3 sounds about right.
That's a good number.
That's significant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
my shirt
Yep.
No, go ahead, Keith. Your shirt, what?
My shirt collection has blown up in the last couple of months because I gained about 30 pounds in the last year. None of my larges fit anymore, so I had to order about a dozen extra large shirts over the last couple of months.
That sounds like the best problem to have right there.
Yeah, that's hashtag gains.
Yeah.
Did you, Big Keith? Did you have a question for us here tonight?
Yeah, I know you guys had kind of teased and hinted the idea of doing some kind of a mock meet or possibly even a sanctioned meet at your actual gym in Aberdeen and try to get the crew out there if there was enough interest. Is that something you guys are actually going to put feelers out for, or was it just kind of pissing in the wind and not really think it's going to happen?
That's a good question, and we haven't answered anything like that yet tonight, so we'll answer that offline. That's good. And before we let you go, also just wanted to find out. We know you've got the really nice home gym set up, really cool setup there. Like, who do you go to? Who's your number one if you want to out there like content producer? That if you want to find out more about like home gym equipment, like reviews. I know yours is in the basement, but whether you have a basement gym or a garage gym, any of those kind of review type things, who would you go to?
The top three would probably be Basement Brandon, and then Adam over a Garage Gym Experiment, and Gluck's been doing some really good work. If you don't follow him, Gluck's pretty funny. But obviously, you know how I feel about the other man from Pillar 4. I don't know if I can say my catchphrase, but fuck Coop. Bye guys, I'm gonna hang up on you.
Big Keith is a very active member in our Discord community, and he's got a few catchphrases. So just trying to work them out of him. He's got a good question though. That is a good question. We were just to get we're talking about it
significantly actually in the last few weeks here. It's not it's not going to happen this year,
right? Not in 2022.
Yeah, just
it's like something that we got to plan a year out.
Yeah, because with where we're at, we can't do it basically from September-ish on because the weather could cancel it.
Right.
So it has to be from like May through the summer months, early fall.
Yep.
And early fall this year is already too soon. That's not giving people enough heads up. So if we did something, it would be 2023, probably May through August-ish, somewhere in there. And then it's just working out the details. But it would be, we've talked about it, it'd be so much fun if we could get some Discord people to show up, if we could do this meet, whether it's a mock meet or a real meet.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd have any issue putting on a real meet. It'd be a lot of work, but we could do it.
It probably ends up being a real meet because otherwise what's the point of putting on? And we do have connections like Big Dave, he runs USPA up in North Dakota. And I know he'd be interested in being a part of this with us, and maybe he'd be willing to do some of that official meet stuff that we don't really want to have any part of. We've got some other connections there where we could share some of the load with with like a guy like that can help us out with some
technical side of things there.
Right, and we can just kind of do our thing of like trying to make it super fun and getting. Yeah, we would love like our the loyal listeners like. Hopefully, if we get it done with enough timing that enough of you, because our people are all over the country or all over North America or even some in Europe. We'd love to give you all enough opportunity to like if it's possible that you could arrange to be here.
Whether you want to make it a road trip in the summer or if you want to fly direct, we do have an airport. You can fly directly into town. It ain't cheap, but it can be done. And it would be, we talked about, we could get a party bus. We could go do all types of stuff. It would be a really fun weekend if we make it happen. So we just got to put pencil to paper and, really figure out what it takes.
But it is possible. And we are talking about it, but it's not a certainty either. We're not just completely screwing around with the idea, but it's also, there's a lot of steps between now and like there being a meet, right?
There's a lot of steps.
Okay. Should we give Big Malachi a try?
Yeah.
We met Malachi at the Arnold this year, right? Yeah, we did. I'm pretty positive. Nope, we tried. Next one. Do you want to give Big Upton a try?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
our disadvantage here is it's getting so late for
Yeah,
everyone.
people are gonna, especially depending on time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Big Upton, is that you?
It's me, all right.
I'm sitting right next to Tommy. You're familiar?
Yeah, the curly headed fuck.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Tommy. What's up?
You're live on the Massenomics podcast. Can we get your name, location, and favorite flavor sparkling water?
My name is Dan Upton. I'm in White, South Dakota. Favorite flavor of sparkling water. I have become a big fan of the blackberry bubblies lately.
Okay, and follow up. Favorite inseam of jorts.
4.5 to 5.5 inches.
Okay.
That's a good range, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
At least.
Yeah. Did you have
what you
Did you have a question for us tonight, Upton?
Yeah, I was just wondering when the lift jorts are going to drop.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Okay. We're gonna answer it. We're gonna hang up and we're gonna get into detail on that one. That's a good question.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Thanks, Dan. See you this weekend.
Yeah. See you this weekend,
bye.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right. See ya
later.
Bye.
When the Massenomics lift jorts. That's...
And Upton does run the page Jortsmanship. Go make sure to check out Jortsmanship.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
I was just remembering how he told us the story, how his account got banned on Instagram.
Yeah.
This weekend.
We were getting into that pretty good. That's fun.
It was very funny.
But he's not the only person that's asked about lift jorts.
No, that's
and
actually
there's some logic to that.
Yeah, that's a somewhat common request,
right,
to be honest.
Logistically, that's
the
more
problem with jorts
than,
is the sourcing.
Yeah, right.
It's not a lot of companies selling blank jorts that you can go ahead and and we're not exactly in a position to start just sourcing.
I like the idea that
one.
literally we just make the lift patch and then the lift jorts are completely bespoke. We just go to
go to the
Salvation Army.
Okay, well, we need like waist sizes 28 through 40. So let's see what we can find.
And
cut them off.
And like everyone is it'd be like, yep, everyone is one of one.
That would be really funny. Actually,
I mean, they probably have to cost like $80 a pair to justify the
time invested.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to cost shit.
Yeah, money wise, they're not going to have much, but there'll be some time tied
right.
up there.
And then each pair is literally like.
It's like, all sales are fine. All like you get what you get here, man.
And we're dealing with all these big guys. None of them are going to fit anyone properly. Like
these ones don't have any stretch, and they're slim fit. So kind of in a tough spot here. So yeah, that is the main obstacle with the lift jorts. But we'll keep our eyes open. Maybe something pops up here.
All right, let's try another one. Big Nick, see if you're still awake. I think I saw him on the Discord earlier.
Earlier though.
What's happening?
Could we get your name, location, and favorite variety of seed corn this spring?
Big Nick CCA from the northwestern part of southeastern Allen County, Indiana. And FS and Vision is my favorite flavor of seed corn right now.
Okay.
That was a really educated answer.
Yeah. Yeah. That seemed too good to just be off the cuff like it was.
It was rehearsed.
No, that's good. So you are for anyone that's not familiar, you are the resident agronomist of the Massenomics Discord crew. Everyone goes to you with their specific agronomy advice, and I think it's no question you've been a real asset and expert in that field. No pun intended in that field.
Yep, and outstanding in the field, you know.
That's how have you done as an agronomist? Oh, I'm outstanding in my field.
Yep.
Great one. Did you have Big Nick? Did you have a question for us tonight?
I believe it was something about how much prevent plant would be in the western, northeast, South Dakota area this year.
That's a good question. We'll answer that offline. Otherwise, is there any other, before we let you go, is there any other agronomy updates on your end that you want to
just around here, we're pretty much getting pretty close to being finished. My dad just finished corn yesterday, finished beans earlier in the day yesterday. So dodging thunderstorms today. So hopefully I'm hoping for just enough rain to have a nice 3-day weekend and then be able to get back in the fields on Tuesday A guy can dream, so we'll see what happens.
That's right. All right. Excellent question.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yep. Thank you.
Agronomy update question.
That was good.
Yeah. So
this is more your line of work here, Taylor.
Oh, I figured you were going to take this one.
From what I understand, there's a lot of guys that haven't started planting yet, hasn't there?
Most have now,
Okay.
but it's for sure a late plant. People starting very late because we were so wet this spring. Cold too. Wet and cold. It's tough. You don't want the plants coming out of the ground when it's still freezing every night. And
It's usually not ideal for.
his question was amount of prevent plant that we're going to have in western northeast South Dakota. So prevent plant, for anyone that doesn't know, that's what you submit that to your crop insurance agency when you literally can't plant those acres because it's typically too wet.
Wasn't the cutoff like in the last any day here? Isn't that how
Well,
that
there's a
goes?
final plant date.
Okay.
So the way that that works is, say June 15th is the final plant date for corn. I'm making that date up, and it depends on where you're located because different parts of the
Right. But the idea there is if you plant it after that, it can't be covered, right?
it's still covered. It's just at a reduced rate. Every day you plant after the plant date is up like a percentage off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be honest, there's some serious fudging that goes on with that too.
Yeah.
Or as fudging, also known as crop insurance fraud.
Yeah. Which is a variation of another thing called fraud, just in general.
It's just fraud. But the prevent plant, that's what you submit because you get when you can't farm it because it's too wet, and you have to have been able to farm it at least once within the last 3 years, because if you couldn't do that, then it's determined.
Like, no,
this is always
floodland.
That's the bottom of a river. You never plant that. We're not paying you for that, asshole. But there is going to be some of that because it's just too wet in places around here.
So what was the prevent plant though? What was the actual definition of that?
Just if you're unable to plant something because it's like too wet, for example, you'll get a payout, a prevent plant payout on your crop insurance for those acres. So instead of because a lot of people, they're spending money, like a defined amount of money every year to rent the acres that they're farming from the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
And if they aren't able to plant it for the year because it's too wet, they don't get to get the money back from the landlord. But what they do get to get is money back from the crop insurance agency that say, hey, we recognize you would have normally planted this, but couldn't. So here's probably not as much as you would have made from planting it and harvesting a good crop.
Yep.
But here's enough that you should be able to continue to put food on your.
So it's not actually any type of planting going on in that.
Right.
Case.
It is not. Prevent plants means it was not planted on that acre whatsoever.
Gotcha.
And there will be some of that for sure. And there are a lot of late planting and a lot of people going later than they want to. And but that's farming.
That's why they call it farming.
Yeah.
Not catching. Or maybe that's fishing.
Yeah, it works. Do we want to do another one?
Oh, we might as well do one more.
Okay. Let's try an international call. I don't know if I have any on this yet.
How are you now?
Could we get your name, location, and favorite Canadian province?
Oh, do we got anything here?
Did we lose him?
Uh-oh. The line must have got crossed at the border.
Yep. That was Big Joey, the guy that won the big check. So if he doesn't get a chance to get back on, at least he got a shout out on it here. Should we try another one here, though? I've got another one queued up. Let's try. Oh, he's calling us back. Okay. Could we get your name, location, and what is favorite Canadian province?
Well, I am Joey. I am in Ontario, and obviously the city of Ontario is the best.
Okay. Fair enough. And Big Joey, we were just mentioning that you won your check. We believe you've received your check, correct? The giant $69 check?
Yeah, I won a very special version of the check.
Yep.
Yep. Canadian-made version of the check.
Canadian-made version.
Did the printer have any words for you when you picked it up? Did they say anything?
No, he wasn't a fan of me calling him and then me showing up immediately, but I get the feeling they don't get a lot of visitors.
Yeah.
I left work early, like 3 hours early, and flew in, and I was like, just give me my check, man.
And,
well, because I was doing garage gym the next day, right? And I wanted to make sure it was in the background.
obviously.
Yep. We were thinking.
And so I don't know that we've necessarily explained this to everyone. We actually determined with Big Joey being in Canada, it was cheaper and easier for us to just get a new giant check printed in his hometown that he went and picked an exact replica. And you went and picked that up rather than us mailing you this one.
Yeah, and that's almost a better price because now there's 2 versions of a check with my name on it.
We're actually
out
looking
in
at
the
one of them
world
right now.
Yeah, it sits right over Tanner's shoulder, so the entire time we're podcasting, I just see the check sitting there.
I couldn't believe. I was like, "This is great. Is my name going to hang up somewhere in Aberdeen?" Like that's amazing.
Someone said it's not signed. It actually is signed. Joey can verify, and it is. It is not like a script font
like a
of
font,
our.
it
It
is
is
our
our
actual
actual
signatures
signatures on there too.
It actually is, and if you check out my garage gym one, you can see all of them.
Yep.
Or that silly posted.
Have you tried to take it to a bank?
No, Canadian banks have this weird thing where they only accept real checks.
That must be
really?
a Canadian thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We got to elect somebody new.
Yeah. Did you have a question for us tonight, Big Joey?
Yeah. Is this check going to hang somewhere where I have one, and then also you guys have one?
Like, what are we going to do with the one that's sitting in here right now? That's the question.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. I want to hear about how that's going to work.
Okay, we'll let you go, and then we'll answer that question.
Outstanding. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Joey.
So the question is, what are we going to do with that thing?
That is the $69
That's the $69 question, isn't it? Yeah, it really is.
We haven't came up with a formal plan yet.
Nope.
We've discussed a
Something.
few ideas, but
it's really big.
Now, it is really big. So as of right now, it's just sitting safe in
Yep.
the little studio here. But yeah, we gotta think of something for it.
Yeah,
just not sure what that is yet.
Could possibly always end up at Massenomics
There's
Gym.
a good chance
because
that more than likely is where it will end up.
it used to be the case that anything could just end up there because there was so much open wall space, but anymore it has gotten crazy how much wall space I've filled up.
It's an
there.
absolute premium.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna send us a banner. Well, it's gonna be tough finding a home for that thing.
It's kind of sucks now. Every time we get something else, I have to like move 5 things around to like condense them because things could be more condensed. I actually, in a perfect world, I would love it someday if literally the walls are just
like wallpapered in.
Yeah, it is literally like wallpapered of banners and flags and pictures. And but it kind of is now. It's funny. One of the new guys, Big Henry, relatively newer guys, the other day, he was telling me, like he was lifting. He goes like, "Wow, I could just spend all day in here every day. Like every time I come, I like find something like a new Easter egg thing."
And it's funny for us because we've been around. So like you see, all right, the gym is like this for 2 months, and then these 2 new flags went in, and so you got it pegged where they're at. Then the next 2 months these things pop in, and like next month it's this, and like so you just see it happen over time where it doesn't really surprise you. But I can see how if you'd never been there before, it's like, whoa, I'm getting really,
and
it's
like
all hitting me at once.
He was like, last time I came in, it was the first time I noticed the John Cena action figures hanging from the vent. And he goes like, today I was doing curls and I noticed the little sticker on the mirror that says noob right above like where you if you stand in the mirror, it's a tiny little
I
that says
about
noob.
that.
I don't know who
It's just
put
like
that up.
written on like almost a piece of tape.
No,
kind,
it's like a label maker.
Oh yeah,
that says
but
noob.
it's like a little strip.
Yeah, and it's like right in the mirror. Like if you stand at the edge of it, it would be like
yes.
If you stood there and curled, it would almost like a label on you that says noob.
Mhm.
And he's like, every time there's something new that I notice, and that is kind of what it's like in there. There's just so much.
It is really funny to think that is how a lot of people's experience is.
Yeah. Because you honestly, if you've never been in there before and you just wanted to look at and inspect everything that's on the walls,
it'd take forever.
It would take probably hours. And if you wanted to read all the art, like the newspaper articles and
like the banners and posters and all the shit that's everywhere. Yeah. The signs for how the bars are set up and how much things weigh. Yeah, there's a lot of shit to read in there.
Would be a lot to take in. Should we try another one?
Might as well.
Okay. Let's see. This would be Big David. Just kind of going in order on these. So we aren't going to get to them all, but we're knocking quite a few out.
Hello.
Could we get your name, location, and number of pairs of Massenomics shorts that you own?
This is Big David. I'm in northwestern Orange County, Southern California, and I only own the Breaking Parallel shorts.
That's the second person tonight that's just the Breaking Parallel shorts.
Yep, much like Tanner, I'm pretty cheap, so those were the only ones I ended up buying.
Hey, that is a very exclusive pair to own, though. So
I can't.
Good call there.
Can't blame you on logic on that one either.
Yep.
Big David, did you have a question for us tonight?
I do have a question. My question is for Tanner. Have you watched The Wire yet?
That is a good question. We will get that. We will, and I'm just before we let you, we'll answer that and we'll get to it. Are you on the Discord, David? I can't. We've got a few David. I'm not sure which David this is right now. So
yeah, this is Big David. I dropped the call a little bit ago to eat dinner, but I'm Big David.
What's your picture on there?
Michael Scott.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've won a few contests so far.
Yeah.
You know who throws me off now? It's the other David that has the 8-bit strongman.
Yeah, that's what
logo.
I was.
That's the other Big David, also from California.
Yeah,
the British David. So he's the
which one of you
he's
two
the
won
Ricky
the
Gervais David, and I'm the Michael Scott David.
Is that why yours is Michael Scott?
No, I think Michael Scott's funny, but that's kind of how I see it.
I like that lot. You won the 35-pound strength co plate.
Yep, I've won one of the winners of the last 3 contests.
Just had to throw.
I've
that
won
in
each
there,
one.
Had to throw that in there.
Grand prize of the meme one, and then just place in the other ones.
Just rubbing it in people's faces, aren't
Excellence just around.
I did get 3rd and 4th place in the last one, technically.
Yeah, we couldn't allow that though. We had to make some changes on the fly, didn't we?
Yeah, but
have you cashed in your gift card that you won yet?
I haven't yet.
Are you waiting for the drop tomorrow?
Possibly, yeah. We'll see what it is.
Are you a tank top guy at all or not?
Not a lot, but we'll see. We'll see what they look like.
Okay. What about have you ever been thunderstruck?
Possibly. I've done some PRs to that song.
It's just a really cryptic reference to this. Okay. So the Wire question. We will let you go and we'll answer that.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, David.
Party on.
Yeah. Good stuff. I haven't watched The Wire yet.
Yes, I was going to be so shocked if you said, "Oh yeah, I've actually finished it." I'd be like, "What?"
Beck, you never mentioned it.
You just watched like 70 hours of TV and didn't say one thing. So for anyone that doesn't know, The Wire is still one of my favorite shows of all time. Tanner, you said you've seen some episodes though, didn't you?
I don't think I've seen it.
Sopranos. You've seen some episodes of Sopranos.
I like the Sopranos. I like Sopranos, and I've seen several episodes, maybe even like all of the first season, some of the second, and I really like Sopranos. It's just I don't know.
Yeah,
it's quite honestly, it's a little daunting because there's so I'm like, I can't commit to like that much.
It did just remind me though. Was it on here where we're talking about how we would remake the intro to The Sopranos, but we're just going to the gym? Just like
I still think that's an awesome idea. And it's like you see all the Aberdeen things.
Go over the overpass like 4 times, and all the hot spots in town. That would be great.
Did we have one more ad for today?
One more. Oh, do we got one more or 2 more?
I think one.
Do we?
Well, I read SPUD. The Strength Co. Well, actually, Big Eric read the Strength Co.
I forgot about that one.
And you did too. Yeah. So you got one. Yeah.
The Strength Co. one threw me. It was so organically planted. I didn't even realize
Big Eric to do it.
Didn't even realize I was witnessing.
I knew Big Eric was a Strength Co. guy, so it kind of worked out perfect.
Well, then I'll read the final ad of the night.
Yeah.
In 1995, Maurice Big Mo Huffman founded SwissLink. He had a partner based in Switzerland, and their mission was to bring authentic Swiss Army goods to the United States and into the hands of those yearning for quality gear at uncompromised prices. Over the years, that mission expanded to nations across Europe and beyond. Now, for nearly 3 decades, Big Mo has been traveling far and wide in search of the best items from military forces around the world. Big Mo doesn't only find authentic military clothing for Swisslink, he brings in everything you can imagine, from Czech Army bedpans to Italian champagne glasses. At Swisslink.com, you can find classic military surplus uniforms, a great selection of military-issue backpacks, tools, wool blankets, NATO fuel cans, gas masks, emergency food, first aid kits, survival packs, camping gear, and so much more. Swisslink's unrivaled collection and dedication to quality customer service sets them apart from the rest. Treat yourself to the real thing with authentic military surplus and save 15% off your first order from Swisslink.com with the code MASS at checkout. That's SWISSLINK.com. Thank you, Swisslink.
I was just looking at some other questions that came in. We didn't answer no women, right?
No.
Well, there's one that popped in here, so we'll call her at least to try and get one on.
It.
Can't have it so.
Well, it's got to be an accurate representation of our audience.
One woman. Or at least we can say we tried.
Hello.
Hello, could we get your name, location, and favorite sparkling water flavor?
Hi, Massenomics.
You are on the Massenomics podcast.
Yes. And yes, this is Brittany.
Okay. And
Yes.
location?
Miami, Florida.
And favorite flavor, make, model of sparkling water?
I have to say it. I'm a flat water drinker.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a
it's
choice.
not like this is like weird, but I've never liked carbonation.
Well, it's a bit of an acquired taste. You got to work on it.
That's true.
It's like you're drinking like the static channel from TV.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, that's true. And then Big Brittany, did you have a question for us tonight?
Yes, I did. When will you guys be releasing the female version of the sizing for the lift shorts?
All right, that's a good question. You are our first and only female caller tonight as well, so you can take pride in that too.
That is pretty fresh.
Okay.
But I have been asking for a couple months though.
On the short, yep.
Okay. And I'm just gonna be annoying until
we make it happen.
Exactly. It's a free what is it? Not event. Thing.
Oh, like a drop?
Task. Yeah. No, just like to make it happen. It's not like gonna cost you money.
Well, we would have to pay for them, but yeah, like hopefully we'd sell them too. So yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you got a female lifter at the Massey gym, then you can just like sweet talk them and give them a shirt or something.
There you go. Okay, we're going to hang up and then answer your question. So you have to listen next week when this episode comes out to hear our answer.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Thanks.
Okay. So the question is female
female
lift lift shorts. It's a good question. It's a fair question. We've thrown around some ideas before.
Yeah. The really hard part is finding shorts that would still be, because I think we can find a slightly shorter version, but it's only like a couple inches shorter, which the regular lift shorts are pretty long.
Yeah.
And so only a couple inches shorter isn't still. It's just.
I mean, I
sourcing a
think
good
some
item.
people are like those. We're talking about. There's like a pair of like champion female. Quite honestly, I think some people are making those and just selling them as men's shorts now.
I think
so. Then all of a sudden we sell it as women's, and they're like, "No, this isn't actually what we want."
Yeah,
here either.
and I don't think we necessarily have to sell them as women's. They could just be the shorter version. But
There you
I don't
go,
think that
true.
version has pockets either. I think was one of the other issues with it. So if it was easy to source something good, it probably would have happened by now. But that hasn't been as easy as we thought it'd been. Maybe things have changed since the last time we looked.
And as far as like a more fitted pair of women's shorts, like that's something we're not even prepared to tackle, like in sizing and fit and stuff like that. Like we use ourselves as references.
I mean, we'd have to put them through the ringer ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a dirty ringer.
One dirty, stinky ringer. Yeah. So never say never, but we got to do a little more research on that one.
Yep. And I think that kind of I'm getting. I mean, it's getting to be past my bedtime, so we probably got to call. There is a bunch more questions. We appreciate everyone that asked.
Is there any rapid fire ones we need to go through? Anything?
Should I? How about we do that?
Someone?
Yeah. Okay.
In case maybe there's some highlights or easy things to answer in there.
Big Chris, Big Professor, Big Chris. Big Chris actually did get a question, and he said, "Sleep in the same room as Robert Oberst or take a punch from Thor?"
Oh,
I'd go sleep with Robert Oberst.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big J said, next to milk and pizza, what would another superfood be?
Superfood.
Cottage cheese. That's my favorite food.
Is it really?
I really like cottage cheese.
Do you really?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I really like.
Do you do salt and pepper on it? Or
no, I like Land O'Lakes whole large curd cottage cheese would be my perfect cottage cheese. But there is so much variability in the cottage cheese, not
like just from them, you're saying?
From every manufacturer of cottage cheese. Like I'm become like a bit of a cottage cheese connoisseur. And like
as far
I
as
know
how saucy it is and how big the curd is and all that.
Part of it is how liquid it is. Some of them have way too much liquid on it.
Oh yeah, like liquidy cottage cheese is gross.
It is gross. And like some of them, the straight up, it could be same brand, just a different batch. Yeah, just a different batch, or different size or whatever. Usually I assume it's a different batch, so different expiration date. Not expired. None of them expired, all within limits. Some will be almost to the point where I can't finish it. The next one will be so good.
Because of the liquid you're saying, or just the flavor?
The flavor and the liquid. Usually I found the less palatable ones are more liquidy, and that's just part of maybe my perception. No, flavor wise, and my wife agrees with, it's like my wife. We're all on the same page. Like some of them can be almost bad, and then some of them, when it's good, and especially if I've had a couple bad ones, I can eat the entire thing in pint tub because I'm like, it's a good one. And then we'll buy a couple, and if they're good, like we'll go back and buy several more if it's a good batch. There's a lot of variability.
See, I don't have a problem with cottage. And cottage cheese is good, but I go through it'll be, I haven't bought a thing of cottage cheese in 6 months. Yeah. I'll buy one and then I'll eat almost all of it, and then I won't buy another one for 6 months.
No, I'll straight up eat I'll have it as a side because I have a lot of rice and stuff like that. But sometimes tonight I had burgers on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big French fry guy, and also if I don't track my macros, but if I'm kind of thinking about it, I'm like, here, I'll have this burger and I'll have the bun on it and stuff. Okay, that is what it is. And then I'm like, I don't really usually want a giant plate of fries to go with it. So I'm like,
nutritionally, they're not doing
it. Right. So I'm like, the cottage cheese. I mean, I'm getting a whole bunch of protein and fat, maybe not terrible fat. And that's my superfood would be cottage cheese.
I don't think I really have anything exciting. I'm a pretty boring food eater. Yeah, no, I don't got anything.
All right, we'll do a quick overrated, underrated for the sake of doing an overrated, underrated, and not doing it. Not overrated. This was a call-in episode. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
A lot of phone stuff going on here in this episode.
Yeah.
Call-in.
Phone, telephone. I've used one of those.
Some of these over/under topics, I want you to think of it in. You have to go back in time and think about it. Answer it when the thing was prevalent, not in today.
Not through the
lens of 2022. Through the
lens, but
through the appropriate lens of
lens
yeah. Okay, overrated, underrated. The Motorola Razr.
Oh, it was. See, that is a hard one because even at the time it was the most popular phone, right? But even then, I had a red Razr.
Yeah,
that was one of my first cell phones. That's probably the second cell phone I ever had. And the thing was pretty freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
It still flipped. You could still snap that thing
Sleek.
closed. It was pretty damn thin. Couldn't the batteries on those last 3-4 days? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Would they last forever? I think it was underrated. It had a good color screen, actually. Given the time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Motorola Razr is underrated.
Okay, underrated. I just saw Big Nate in the Discord saying he wanted answers to his questions, and I don't think he asked any questions. Nope, he didn't ask any questions, so he's just being a silly goose.
Maybe it was a trick question.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your final verdict on Motorola Razr?
Oh, it's underrated.
Underrated. Okay. Overrated or underrated? The old Nokia phones, like the 3310.
Oh, like the brick.
Yeah, the Nokia. Yeah, 3310 was like the ones that had snake.
I was
on
gonna
them.
say that had snake on it.
The
Yeah,
one that had the snake. On it.
I actually never had that phone. That was when I was younger, and none of my friends, or my friends that had cell phones, a lot of them, that was the first phone they had. And that thing, snake on it, seemed so damn cool at the time. So, can all the phones be underrated though? Thing was the tank. I still think that thing was probably pretty underrated. The fact that we can still talk about it and I know it when you're talking about, I think that means it was an underrated phone.
I think that's fair. Seeing someone else on the Discord, Big Andrew, I found his question here because he just brought something up. Why is West River superior to East River? That doesn't. I don't know about that question.
It seems like a loaded question.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't like the
That's
wording
not
of
the
it.
case.
Yeah. That's not the way it is.
Someone tell them that's not how it works.
Okay, overrated, underrated. The Blackberries with the roller ball.
I never had one of these either, but a lot of people had these.
Yeah,
I always thought Blackberries were maybe a little overrated. You know, they had their time, but they had kind of a. Did you ever have a Blackberry?
I did. I had something. It was before my first iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
It was after the BlackBerry Rollerball, and it was a touch screen. And it was really a crappy phone.
Yeah,
it was not a good phone.
Like, I think maybe
it was the first smartphone I had.
Yeah, that
It's hard for me to
Rollerball
even
one was
remember.
probably their most iconic one, but they had like the skinnier one, and then they had the wide one.
Yeah.
They have the full keyboard on it. But at the time, they were probably pretty good. But I still want to say that the fact that they kind of let that thing slip away from them means that it was overrated.
Overrated or underrated? Separating phone numbers with periods instead of the dash.
I actually, from a stylistic standpoint, like if it's like in an ad or something, I don't mind that. I don't have a problem with it. What I actually do have a problem with, and I hate it when people do this, and everyone does it, is around the area code they put parentheses, and then they'll do the the next 3 digits, then the dash, then 4. I think it looks so dumb to put it in parentheses, then nothing. Parentheses, 3 numbers, dash, 4 numbers. It looks so, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Either go with the dashes for everything or go with the periods for everything. Don't do the parentheses around the first 3 letters or the first 3 numbers. It looks so stupid. So, I mean, if I'm going to do a spreadsheet or something, I'm not going to do dots in it because it's going to mess the spreadsheet up because it's going to think you have decimals or all types of weird numbers going on. But sure, it's underrated, I guess.
Not riding the line for the sake of not riding the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right. I think you passed. Good job. Yep. Verdict's in, you pass.
Good.
I think this was a fun call-in episode, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was
Maybe
a lot of
we'll
fun.
try and do one of these every couple of months or so. We'll get this worked into the rotation.
I think it's a fun
if
format.
we didn't get to your question to call in, don't be discouraged. Just like I said, we will do this again. So jump on that opportunity next time. Hopefully get to you then. We got to as many as we could tonight. We took us a couple hours here even. We put into it. Make sure to check out the new drop. New tee, 2 new tanks. If you listen to this whole episode, there was some secret hints in there about what's in that drop. But if you're listening to this next
Some
week, you can
foreshadowing.
just go to our website and you'll see what the items are. You don't have
or
to
if you
guess.
listen to this live, just tomorrow.
Yeah. Make sure to hit us with a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Bump that number up. Like our YouTube channel. Subscribe on YouTube and try watching one on YouTube. If you've only listened before, try watching. See how you like that experience. If you don't like it, just go back to listening. I guess I don't really care which one you do.
The choice is yours.
Yeah, and then becoming a supporting member, which this whole episode was like supporting our supporting members because half the people on here at least were supporting members. So we got to supported the shit out of them, and we'd like it if you supported the shit out of us too. Anything else, Tommy?
I think that's probably everything.
All right. Where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird, but make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.